Citizens have their concerns, and we want to carefully introduce those concerns here. Introduce concerns carefully. My brothers, now let's speak honestly. Across the country, there are concerns being raised. Concerns about the integrity of the registration process. Concerns about documentations. Concerns about whether the system is being fully respected. There are even reports and allegations of irregularities involving documents and processes. Let's be clear. Let me be clear. These are serious concerns. Yes, and concerns are not the same as proven facts. But in a democracy, they must not be ignored. They must be addressed with transparency and accountability. Because if those concerns are not properly handled, then something very dangerous happens. People begin to lose confidence in the process. And when people lose confidence in elections, they begin to question the outcome. And when the outcome is questioned, brothers and sisters, peace itself becomes fragile. We have seen it in many countries. Disputed elections lead to tensions, conflict, and sometimes chaos. That is why this is not about politics. This is about patriotism, protecting the integrity of our elections. Is protecting the nation itself. Every citizen has a role to play. Therefore, we must demand transparency. We must respect the laws. We must refuse to participate in anything illegal. And not only that, and speak up when something is not right. To the institutions responsible, the Independent Electoral Commission, IEC, the police, the immigrations, the Justice Department, this is your moment to act, to investigate concerns, to enforce the law without fear or favor, to protect the credibility of the election. Because history will remember what has done, what was done, and what was not done. A free and a fair election, my brothers and sisters, is not a favor. It is a right. It is a right. And it is the foundation of peace, stability, and national unity. So it is incumbent upon every citizen, every Gambian, to protect it. Not just for ourselves. It is not just for ourselves. Let us protect it. Not just for ourselves, but the future of our country. Because when the vote is protected, the nation is protected. This short message that I'm giving you, this short statement that I'm giving you, I really wanted you, I intend for all of us to listen to it with open mind. It is not about politics. It is about a country that belongs to all of us. If you believe in fairness, if you believe in justice, definitely, I want you to listen to this message, and each and every one of you to share this message. Because we are starting a conversation, and we want this conversation to grow. Because silence is not an option. My brothers and sisters, we may have our political differences. We may have our different candidates. Mine is Honorable Alhaji Ousainou Darboe of UDP. That's my candidate. That's the candidate I trust, and that is the candidate I believe in. And he is the candidate that I want my country to be handed over to him. I believe he is the hope of the country. I believe he is the right person to deal with the nation's problem. This is my belief. I say this because I said our political differences are there. We have our differences in candidate. That is okay. But there is one thing. We cannot have a difference that belongs to all of us. Is called the Gambia. That belongs to all of us, Gambia. This is the right time we have to talk to ourselves, to each other. The right time to be true to ourselves and the nation. The right time to maintain our mutual coexistence as a diverse people. Our diversity should not be our weakness. Our diversity should be our strength. And we've been living in this diversity in peace and harmony. It is always fragile when it comes to politics, because most of the politicians, the unscrupulous politicians, wanted to use it to divide us. To divide us. Calling us in tribes and sections and regions, so that we can go against each other. So that we will always be at each other's throat, fighting, insulting. And in doing that, we forgot about the country that belongs to all of us. Believe me, Adama Barrow is not the first president of Gambia, and will not be the last one. Jawara is gone. Jammeh is gone. And certainly, Adama will go. Adama will also go. Another thing that is also certain, the nation Gambia will stay. The nation Gambia will stay. I want all of you to please take note. Share this message. Share this video. Because the conversation has to grow. We have to talk. This is not about politics. Yes, my party is going around supervising the process. It is our constitutional and civic right and duties. That is what UDP believe in. That is what we believe in as a party. That we have a right and duty to exercise for this country that we call ours. We go around. They call us names. They have been calling us names. Different type of names. But for the last 30 years, we insist that we are going to perform our duties and our rights in the most peaceful and most respectful manner. I'll give you one example. You have seen the chairman of Brikama Area Council, my brother YaYa Darboe, in Tanje. There were a lot of rows, a lot of talks about it. I was really riled. I think people who follow me on Facebook could see, in the morning I was just sitting down, I was just writing posts and like left, right and center. I was really riled up. You see, my brothers and sisters, you may disagree with him with the deliverance, choice of words. But brothers and sisters, you cannot disagree with the message. The message is simple. Let's fight against voter fraud. Let's fight against election rigging. That is the message. Brothers and sisters, this message is reasonable. It's doable. It is a patriotic message. You may hate Young Stabo. You may like him. You may hate UDP. You may like UDP. You may hate me. But the message that I'm putting across, the message that Yankuba was putting across was, each and every individual has the right to be registered as a voter. But there are rules and regulations. There are laws that guides those registration. Come with good, proper papers, documentations. Come to the registration center if you are 18 years old or if you are going to be 18 years old by the election time. Present yourself in the most legal way and you register. My friend, those messages are reasonable. They're doable and patriotic. At this point, I'm telling you, let us come together as a nation. Brothers and sisters, a nation called Gambia. My belief, my inner belief is, there is no Wall of Gambia, there is no Mandinka Gambia, there is no Jola Gambia, there is no Fula Gambia, there is no Sarahula Gambia, but there is one Gambia. All of you, some of you are watching this, and some of you who are watching and who will be watching are living in the diaspora. We don't go to the offices and the places and call ourselves, I'm a Mandinka, or I'm from Mandinka, Gambia. We said, I'm a Gambian. When we talk about our president, Adama Barrow, we said the president of that country. So in this case, we should come together as one country, one people, and really fight against voter fraud. Because this is where the rigging starts. And the funny thing is, for us as UDP, we always complain after the election that we have seen that the election is stolen, the election is rigged. And what did they tell us? So losers. But now we are telling you, there are activities that are going on which are fraudulent. Even the IEC vice chairman in one of his addresses, he acknowledged these things. IEC itself acknowledged that there are almost more than 2,000 double registration. They acknowledge that there are people who try to register or who registered or trying to register or attempt to register with fake documents. There are people who attempt to register who are not really citizens of that country. IEC itself acknowledges it. Why should we as citizens fight against the choice of words? Why should we ignore each other's concern? And this will take me to the IEC itself, Independent Electoral Commission or Council. This is your moment. Investigate these voter fraud instances, the fake documentations, registration of minors. Investigate them. You go to Sierra, the pictures are all over Facebook. You look at those people, you know that they are less than 18 years old. And they will not be 18 years old in the next election, in this year's election. It is impossible. It is logic. And you ask yourself, there are people who are paid by our state taxes to conduct these processes, sitting down there and registering minors, allowing them to be in our voter registration list. IEC should investigate these instances of voter fraud, registration of minors and fake documents. IEC should remember one thing, and very important, from the chairman to the last person of IEC. You should remember this. Out of many, you are the one chosen for a very sacred responsibility, so important as election. Live up to your responsibilities, because this election will not be another one. This election, believe me, will not be another election. Just like the past another elections, we salve it, put it under the carpets. No, it will not be. We, the citizens, will unite and demand a respect to the results, because we want to live in peace with truthful and good leaders. As I repeat, we want to live in peace and harmony with truthful and good leaders. Because any leader who steals your election will steal your money, will steal your coffers, will steal your resources for his personal end. Because that means that leader is not truthful. That means that leader will never be truthful. This is the fact. These are the facts. Look, when we talk, we take these matters to the police. The last time I was hearing, one of the NPP bigwig sitting Jai went to the police station to say, close this matter. This is very dangerous. It is really dangerous. As important as an election. As important as an election. Concerns are from left, right, and center. That these attestations are being used to go and register foreigners, to go and bring people from neighboring Senegal, neighboring Guinea-Bissau. We heard an audio right from Sierra Leone. I mean, IEC should really investigate this matter. Sorry, somebody is calling me. Investigate this matter. And agents that are responsible for some of the irregularities should really be reprimanded. Fellow brothers and sisters, those of you who are listening, my brother Sisla Lion Jammeh, we have a problem because you refuse to come to Zurich. You refuse to come to Zurich. Share this video. All of you, this is very important. I want you to share this video and let this conversation grow. We are going to do a lot of conversation. We are going to do a lot of talking to make sure our countrymen and men and women realize that elections is very important. If elections are protected, the nation is protected. If we have a free and a fair elections, we as a nation, we are going to live in harmony, peace, and we are going to continue our peaceful, mutual coexistence that exists between us as a diverse nation. As I always say, I believe in one Gambia. I believe that there is no Mandinka Gambia, there is no Wolof Gambia, there is no Sarahula Gambia, there is no Fula Gambia. There is one Gambia. Yes, we all have our identities, but those identities can be respected while we live in harmony. those identities could be respected while we still call ourselves brothers and sisters. Those identities can be respected by refusing for the politicians, some of the scrupulous politicians, to use it to divide us. We can do that. We are a better people. We are a better nation. Let's come together for once. In 2016, we have done it. We came together and told YaYa Jammeh, enough is enough. We told YaYa Jammeh, enough is enough. And we sent him packing. We gave Adama Barrow the opportunity from nowhere, without grudges. We say, leaders, this was a unifying moment for the whole country, Gambia, in 2016. Notwithstanding our various efforts, because our efforts are heavier and more powerful than each other. But we came together as a nation in 2016. We ignore our differences, our artificial differences, because all these differences are artificial. Most of them are artificial. Let us be sincere to ourselves. Let us be true to ourselves, and most importantly, let us be true to the nation, the country that belongs to all of us, and make a good choice, a unifying choice. If we do that, this country we call Gambia, your country, my country, our country, is really very easy to develop. If we are unified, we come together and remove the government of Adama Barrow in December, and we are still committed to the development of that nation. Our brothers and sisters will never go through the Atlantic Ocean to go to Libya and then across the Atlantic Ocean to Spain and Italy. Imagine how many people, how many youths died in this Atlantic Ocean. How many of them? And the rest of the people who survived after arriving in Europe, the hard beginning, the hard reality that awaits them. My brothers and sisters, I will repeat once again. I will urge each and every individual, each and every one of you, share this message. Share this message that the conversation begins. The conversation begins and it is going to grow, so that we can have a better country, a better Gambia, a developed Gambia, a Gambia that is going to serve all our purposes, a Gambia that we all will be proud of, a Gambia that is going to have proper medical facilities, hospitals, and a Gambia where our youths, our sons, our brothers will stay, work, and provide dignity for themselves right in that country. 2 million people. 2 million people. That is less than the population of some cities. Less than the population of Zurich city. To develop a 2 million people, a country of 2 million people, with commitment and integrity, sovereignty, good utilization of our resources. My brothers and sisters, that is simple. You don't need a PhD for that. You don't need a master's degree for that. You don't need even a bachelor's degree for that. You just need one thing: commitment, truthfulness to the country, pure love of the nation, What you have is enough for you. That is the fight against corruption. If anybody, if our leaders who happen to be our presidents got this, you can develop that nation very simply. Commitment, integrity, love of nation, sovereignty, the maximum good use of our resources for the benefit of the citizens. You don't need a bachelor's degree for that. You don't need a master's degree for that. You don't need a PhD degree for that. Let's take a practical example of Senegal. Just 1 week ago, or this week in fact, their gas field they call Teranga is now in their hands. 100% they're going to decide. And the amount of gas that they have there, if they're lucky to properly manage it by themselves, which is going to happen, electricity problem is a foregone conclusion for the Senegalese. Another example for the Senegalese. More than 2 years, they're getting into 3 years. No IMF funding. No World Bank funding. No European Union funding. And today I read that their economy grew at 7.6%, which is twice the average of the world average. The economy has grown, even without support from the World Bank, the IMF, and any other institutions. The beginning of our country, for us to be in such a position, is the December election that is coming. That is why I said we start this conversation and we are going to begin with the voter registration. And this is what I am telling you. Proper voter registration is a fundamental requirement for a nation to have a free and fair election. And a free and a fair election is the fundamental requirement for a peaceful nation. Because if the elections are rigged, if registrations are fraud, ladies and gentlemen, the results will be questioned. And when the results are questioned and they are not respected, peace in our country will be fragile. And when peace is fragile, our mutual coexistence will be in danger. Let us, as citizens, whether in the country or in the diaspora, let us talk to our people. Let us talk to our relatives that we have to unite. We have to unite to make sure we have a process, a proper voter registration process. Our brothers and sisters who are working for the IEC, who are agents at the voter registration centers, it is their country. It is your country, it is the future of your children that you are working for. If you mess up with the registration, you mess up the elections, you are going to put in corrupt leaders, very disgruntled leaders, very corrupt leaders, and they are going to mess up with your resources and the future of your children. The youth of this country, go and register. Go and register en masse and protect your future. Hey, you don't deserve to die in the Atlantic Ocean, the youth of this country. You don't deserve to die in the Atlantic Ocean. You don't deserve to suffer in Europe after crossing the Atlantic Ocean. It will take you years before you settle down. So it is your duty as citizens and youth of that nation, Gambia, go and register. We have to make sure we stop people also who are not eligible to register, who are not eligible to vote. We should stop them. We can do it. We know each other. We are living together as families. We recognize each other. The politicians who are enticing you to do the wrongful deeds, maybe give you a bag of rice today. You go and register a wrong person. The alcalos, the safos. It is the future of your country, the future of your children that you are destroying. Because if you register people who are not eligible to vote, if you register people who are not citizens of that country, you are mortgaging the future of your children.